What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Broadway Joel, the boxing guru. If you like to stay up to date with boxing news, please hit that subscribe button. And if you've been here before, thanks for coming back. The undercard on the Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury fight lived up to the hype. I spoke about this before the event. I spoke about it. I said the undercard is going to be solid. So if you were thinking about buying the pay-per-view and you weren't sure, maybe it was too expensive for you or for whatever reason, maybe you weren't hyped up for the fight, the undercard was definitely something that should have pushed you over the edge. And I said that before the event. So first, let's start off talking about some of the fights that were off the pay-per-view, which we'll start off with Julian Williams. Julian Williams was in a tough fight against a guy named Vladimir Hernandez. I was never a huge Julian Williams fan. I just think he has talent, but I just don't like how he reacts to punches sometimes. I don't know if he has a weak chin or if it's a lack of heart. But sometimes when he gets caught with a good shot, I do not like how he reacts. He sometimes covers up. He does a bad job of disguising that he's hurt. I never really was a big fan, but I did think he was going to win this fight. The guy was, I want to say it was 12-4. Hernandez was. That's somebody you should beat. That's somebody you should beat. It was your comeback fight. But honestly, Vladimir Hernandez came out fighting. He did not fight like a 12-4 fighter. He came out fighting. He didn't just come for a paycheck. He came to win this fight. And he did that. He upset Julian J. Rock Williams, which surprised me. But again, I've never heard of Hernandez, but I love the way he fought. He wasn't tired. He was a buzzsaw throughout the whole fight. Even the rounds he was losing, he wasn't, just getting blasted out. He was, competing in those rounds. It just wasn't his rounds. And when they tallied up the scores at the end, he got the win. And I thought it was an appropriate win. It was a good win for him. And, let's see where his career goes from here. But I was very, very surprised as far as, Julian Williams not being able to handle a fighter, such an unknown fighter with such a not impressive record. But this goes to show that records don't mean nothing and anything can happen on any given night. Now, another fight on the undercard was Edgar Balanga versus Marcelo Caceres. This was a step-up fight for Edgar Balanga. They wanted, they're trying to move this guy quick because he has a lot of buzz on social media. He's friends with a lot of celebrities, Tracy Morgan, Fat Joe. He's training with Andre Rozier, the same guy who trained Curtis Stevens and Daniel Jacobs and Saddam Ali and a bunch of other fighters. So there's a lot of buzz behind this kid, and they're trying to move this kid quick. So they're putting him in tough. And unfortunately for him, he has, I want to say it's 18 fights, but he doesn't have a lot of experience in the ring. His first 16 fights were all by 16 so he was 16-0 with 16 first-round knockouts. So he doesn't have a lot of rounds under his belt. And throughout this fight, he hurt I believe he tore his bicep in the third round, was reported after the fight. And but yeah, I think he has a lot to work on. And Top Rank, I see they're trying to move the kid quick because they're trying to cash in. But the kid is not ready for, a big step up. I know they were trying to move him, rumors with him and Canelo in the near future. And I don't think he's ready for that at all. Him hurting his bicep might be good for him because when he comes back, they're going to have to bring him in slow and have him in some fights where he has to work his way to full strength. So in those fights, he may learn some more. He made a lot of rookie mistakes. I also didn't like how he was reacting to some of the punches where there was one where Caceres threw an overhand right and Berlanga's hands was up. And he almost got so scared, he almost blinked and just put his hands down because I guess he thought the punch was coming from under or to the body. And the guy just landed, I want to say it was an overhand right, and just landed an overhand right on him, as opposed to if he had kept his hands home or had at least had his eyes open to see where the punch is coming. I really think they need to move this kid slow. I see the talent. He has speed. He has power. But he doesn't know. I feel like he needs work on setting up the punches. He needs work on knowing when to be aggressive and when to box. he believes in his power, and I love that. I love when a power puncher believes in his power and is not afraid to use it. But at the same time, he made a lot of mistakes where I feel like he needs to get these things cleaned up before he goes in for a title shot. But again, his career is not done. People overreact on social media. Oh, he's a hype job. He's a bum. He's not a hype job. He's not a bum. This kid is very talented. He got dropped in a fight, but he got up and he won the fight by decision. It was a close fight. I thought he won. I thought he did enough to win, but he closed this guy's Caceres' eyes. Caceres' eye was like eye closed shut. And but yeah, he did a good job. He did a good job. He did what he had to do, especially knowing he fought with a torn bicep. But again, they need to move the kid slow, and unfortunately he's injured, so he's going to be out for a while anyways. I unfortunately did not get to see the Jared Anderson fight. I was in Pennsylvania. I was making my way to New York right before the pay-per-view had started, and I just missed that fight, so I have no comment on that. I tried finding it on YouTube. I can't find it on YouTube, so if somebody could find it, send it to me on Twitter at _BroadwayJoel. I'll be happy to, watch it. If I get enough comments to make a video on it, I'll make a video on it. But yeah, the next fight I want to talk about is the Robert Helenius versus Adam Kownacki. I picked Helenius to win this fight. I knew he was too big for Kawanaki, and I was never a believer of Kawanaki. I've seen Kawanaki in the amateurs. I'm from New York, Brooklyn, same borough as him, and I never was a big believer. I knew he was going to lose by knockout, and he did lose by knockout. And to be quite frankly, that referee and those trainers did an absolute disservice to Kawanaki for letting that fight go 2 to 3 more rounds further than it should have been stopped. And it actually didn't get stopped. He didn't. I still considered it a TKO. I actually tweeted about this. It was a disqualification, this fight, because Kawanaki kept hitting Helenius in the groin, in the balls. He kept hitting him in the balls, and the referee gave him warnings, took points, and at some point just stopped the fight. And I think that was a way of Kawanaki stopping the fight himself without him asking, quitting. This was his way of quitting. And I don't think it should have gotten there. I think the ref should have stopped it earlier. And I think this corner should have stopped it earlier. I think that Nevada State Athletic Commission did a really bad job when it came to this fight. People don't act. There's reports now that Kawanaki broke his orbital bone in the first round, actually. I fractured his orbital bone, in the first round. So this guy was hurt from the first round, and they let this fight continue, and he got beat on and beat on and beat on. I don't think he won a round, to be honest with you. And yeah, it ended in disqualification, but again, I think this fight should have been stopped. I still give Helenius this TKO. I know on his record it says DQ, but I'll give him a TKO. And so the next fight that happened was Frank Sanchez versus Efe Ajagba. This is the undercard fight that I was looking most forward to. I had picked the upset. I had picked Efe Ajagba. I just feel like Efe Ajagba is such a power puncher. I thought he was going to just eventually land one to where Frank Sanchez was going to be hurt and then maybe finish off the job, or hurt him and Frank Sanchez not be able to recuperate and maybe win by decision because Frank Sanchez was hurt so much. But I never said that Sanchez didn't have a chance. I knew Sanchez was a great fighter. If you guys go back to the video, I said Sanchez had a fight, and if you picked him, I wouldn't argue with you. He was a favorite for a reason. And but yeah, how that fight went was a boring fight. Some people like these kinds of fights. Defensive fight, this technician, moving, slipping and sliding. And I don't mind the defensive fighter as long as he's giving me clean, hard punches. That's why I never found Mayweather boring. Mayweather, say whatever you want. He was defensive. He would run. He would use a shoulder roll. But he always gave you clean, hard shots, clear shots that he's landing. He would give you that straight jab, straight right hand. He would sometimes jump in with the left hook. This guy would give you clean shots. I feel like Frank Sanchez, obviously he landed some shots, but not the kind of defensive performance I wanted to see, to be honest with you. I wanted him to be a little bit more active and maybe be on his bike a little bit less and stand there and land some hard shots. But again, that's easy for me to say. I was watching a fight from my couch. he was in the ring with Efe Ajagba, who's known for being a power puncher. And so I understand the strategy. Believe me, I'm not an idiot. I just personally didn't enjoy watching the fight, which was the fight I was actually looking most forward to other than the main event. And yeah, Frank Sanchez pretty much came out, outboxed him, dropped Efe Ajagba, and got the unanimous decision. Great decision, no controversy there. And yeah, that's how the fight went. And that's how all the undercards went. I thoroughly enjoyed the undercard. Top Rank and Fox, Al Heyman did a great job in working together, putting their fighters in against each other, as well as showcasing some of their fighters. And I really, really, really enjoyed this undercard, and I'm pretty sure most of you guys did as well. But alright guys, that's my video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you comment in the comment section what you guys thought of the undercard, as well as make sure you guys hit the subscribe button and like button before you go. But alright guys, until next time, peace.